Welcome to Wrestling is Hard, where every side is the dark side of the ring. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4wrestling. Email us questions and complaints at wrestlingishard@gmail.com. I'm Jim. I sound like I was on 2 times speed. I'm so fucking amped up for this episode. Brandon, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jim. Settling into my unemployment here, where wouldn't say I'm relaxed yet, but if I do one thing a day, I feel pretty good about that. Just convince myself I'm busy by achieving one thing at a time, and going to Colorado tomorrow for a wedding. So looking forward to that for the weekend. So pretty good, amped up. Excited to hear about what you guys watch.
We're at in Colorado.
Boulder. So one of my friends is getting married. Usually I'm kind of tired of traveling for weddings. It feels like half of my vacations the last 5 years have been because somebody's getting married, some destination thing, but actually looking forward to this one. So,
Chris, you ever been to Boulder?
No. Colorado Springs, not Boulder.
Which one's the racist one?
Who cares?
Fuck. Who gives a shit? One of those towns is really racist.
Good for them. Fuck them.
How was your week? Weeks. We've been off for a couple weeks.
We were
All right,
off.
Weeks.
I don't think we did much of anything. I'm trying to get caffeinated now. I'm trying to juice myself up for the
get juiced.
For the schmod. But yeah, no, I got nothing going on. Just been kind of just so fucking hot that I can't even go in my pool. It's like a bathtub. It's not even fresh. I got a massive pool. I haven't even been able to use it. It's just like gross and warm.
Clean it up. I'm coming over tomorrow. I'm all fired up. I'm back.
It's clean.
Went on vacation. It wasn't a vacation. It was sinus infection. Ear infection. It sucked. The worst vacation of my fucking life. Not only that, my brother-in-law got COVID.
So you're just waiting.
Not only that, we had a bed bug scare as well. It was not bed bugs. Some kind of other bug. We've talked to experts. I looked at it and I immediately said that's not a bed bug. But didn't stop me from freaking out and washing all my clothing, including my wife's, all in hot water. So all of her clothes have shrunk. I've got suitcases in my backyard sitting in the sunlight in the 90-degree heat to cook any kind of creatures that might be in there. I'm not taking a chance.
Ain't enough, buddy. It's got to be like 150.
Yeah. Bed bugs. There you go. Bed bugs, infection. But I'm celebrating tonight because tonight I'm officially done antibiotics. Still can't hear shit. My ear is closed. I'm having a couple of drinks. So we'll see how we get. I might be as drunk as Ric Flair was in his final match by the time we get to the end of this, which we will talk about. It was kind of a fucking nightmare. I never want to go on vacation again. There you go. Thoughts, Brandon?
What were you guys at, like a fucking Motel 6 or something? Bed bugs, Airbnb.
No, we were in Ocean City, New Jersey, which is not cheap.
No.
My father-in-law pays for he pays for it every year. Get all the kids and everybody together. My wife and I we picked the smaller room with the twin beds. Ended up having to pull them together because the room's so fucking small. It was blocking the air conditioning vent. And like by the second night, we got down there Saturday, Sunday. I just wasn't feeling great. Sunday night, I was in bed from Sunday night until Monday night. I only came out of bed. Felt like shit. I think my wife told me like Tuesday night, I was like, woke up in the middle of the night coughing, and I just said to her, I was like, it's moved to my ear. I got to go to urgent care. Went to urgent care, got a bunch of drugs. I just hoped for the best. Mind you, I could have gone home at any point, except I was getting my floors redone. So there would be no peace and quiet at home. So it was kind of like this waiting game. Maybe I'll get better. I'm not usually, like, even when I had COVID, I wasn't sick for more than sick for 4 days, maybe. I'm not usually sick for more than 3 or 4 days. Dude, I was sick for 7 fucking days until I left. I knew as soon as I got to that Philadelphia smog, I'd be like, oh, I feel great. Oof, welcome back, cancer. Oh, welcome back.
Poison gas.
Poison ass. There you go. I hope everybody else enjoyed working because I didn't enjoy vacation. Go ahead, Chris.
Why did you take the small room with the twin beds?
Because it had a porch.
Oh, okay.
And my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law would be closer to the kids because they have a baby, and when the baby wakes up, he's screaming. They got to get up. And I was just like,
just curious.
We drink more. I
get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. That was just, because just the thought of having to go on vacation with a family because somebody else paid for it is like somebody sticking a knife in my ear.
I mean, we have fun.
I would be so pissed.
Listen, my father-in-law is fun. He is. He's a good time. He's got a temper, but he's a good time.
No, I've met him. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just,
he's a good time. It's not like it's not like I'm going. I'm like, oh, I don't like these people. I have to avoid this person. I have to. The middle kid is a little screamy. He likes a high pitched scream. So now the little brother also high pitched screams.
Dump water in her head.
I can't do that.
Why?
I just go
down the shore.
I just go. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. What are you doing? It was fun. Whatever.
Yeah, that's I have a nephew, and when he acts like a pain in the ass, I just go, and he's way too old to be acting like a pain in the ass.
Right.
But when he's a pain in the ass, annoying early
30,
teenager,
35.
I go, yeah. I just go, you're not acting like somebody I want to hang out with. And I get up and I leave the room, and he gets real bummed.
He'll come at my nephew will come after me and start punching me unannounced. I go, yo, knock it off. And he goes, you're a bully. And I was like, I think you have the definition confused, sir, because you're the one doing the bullying right now.
Chris is pouring water on a grown man's head on the couch on this couch. Like somebody I want to hang out.
Let me explain.
The ice water challenge.
We have. Hold on. I just knocked. So this is where I do all my miniature painting, and I just knocked that on the floor, and I just saw myself stepping on it.
You might get pulled off YouTube for that.
So yeah,
check us out on YouTube. I don't.
Yeah, right. YouTube's gonna yank you. I just showed an X-Acto knife. Now I'm trying to pick the top of it up with my foot. Let's see if I can get it. And there you go.
There you go. He picked it up. There you go. Claw.
Prehensile feet.
There you go.
What was I talking about?
I don't know. Your nephew dumping water on his head.
Dumping water on people's heads.
Ice water challenge. Ice bucket challenge.
Remember that? Yeah, that was going to make people not have Parkinson's disease or whatever it was.
I'm Lou Gehrig.
Fucking hate everybody.
All right, let's talk about wrestling.
What I was saying was what was it? Total Annihilation. It went from what was last year? Last year was something.
Randy probably remembers. What was
and
it?
Then what was last year? What was I calling last year? I forget already.
I thought last year was Total Annihilation.
No, this year was Total Annihilation. Last year was
year of.
God, I don't know.
No mercy.
Year of no mercy. That's right.
Last year. This year's Total Annihilation, and I've added to the description of 2022. I ain't fucking buying it.
Okay.
So whatever you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to get over, whatever you're trying to, I ain't fucking buying it. Beat it. So
okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
All right.
I'm so over it. I'm so over everybody. I'm fucking just over my television. I hate everything except for doing podcasts.
Yes. Good job. We love you, listeners. Doug Mastriano is going to ruin you.
I
hate all this shit. I hate it.
It's Doug Mastriano, who's running for what? PA governor?
Senator.
I actually have to tell. No, he's governor, isn't he?
No, he's running for.
Senator.
Oh, he's governor. He's governor.
Oswald,
Dr. Oz is running for senator.
And Shrek. I have to tell myself. I have to look at my wife every once in a while and go, "We don't live there anymore."
Yeah,
like there should be a button I could hit on my TV that mutes those commercials. Just like I have the speaker, the remote, show me the Food Network, that remote control thing. I have that. I should be able to hit that button and blow into it. And if I blow into the button and they can't detect nicotine on my breath, I should not have to look at that bird woman with cancer that tells me not to smoke. She looks like a bird. Oh. Yeah, I shouldn't have to see that. It doesn't affect me.
I've got bug eye syndrome.
That lady. And I'm always tempted to go onto the website to see what her eyes really look like, because it tells you.
They tell you. If you want
they
to
tell
see
you
her
go
eyes
on the website.
Like. Bug eye lady.
Another bitch. It's like they're back to bitching. I saw one of the odds.
You want to get a closer look at this freak.
One of the
bug eye lady. I forget what the drug is, or else it would make it easier.
I gotta get back. What was it? The one of the governor or one of the PA election ads had one of them was in league with Big Pharma. So I guess since all COVID is kind of like, becoming old news, and vaccines, like pushing vaccines, becoming like asking people to get vaccinated is old news. Now Big Pharma's evil.
They're evil again.
They're evil again. I love it. It's fucking
It's
amazing.
all well. I mean, that's one of the anti-vaxxer things. This is all bullshit. Just Big Pharma trying to screw us all over. I've had enough of this. Let's talk about wrestling. WWE news. Oh my God, WWE news. We've been away, and the corporate decisions were at play. Vince McMahon, quote unquote, retired from WWE. Let's insinuate that he was pushed out because of the insinuations and the investigations. Triple H, good old Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque is now in charge of creative of WWE. And of course, the internet has got their internet eyes out, and they're watching and they're looking to see how much different WWE is than it was before. And Brandon, thoughts? Check it out. Did it bait you? Did you check it out?
HHH in charge? I did not check it out. The WWE is so far gone in my head that they're going to have to earn their way back. I'm going to have to see enough online that I'm like, okay, maybe by, I don't know, fall pay-per-view, I'll tune in for something if things are going right. I'm not tuning into SmackDown this week.
Thank you very much. You said exactly my point. I'm so burned on WWE, it's going to take a really, really, really long time for me to decide to sit there and watch 3 hours of crap. Chris, thoughts?
No, I remember I told you guys that I would watch it, but that was not that. I said I would give it a chance. That meant I would have it on my television because my wife likes it. So
right, you watch it anyway. It's on in your house.
So I mean, for me to put it on for 10, 15, we usually watch it for 10, 15, whatever minutes at a time. So I put on Raw this week. I knew there wasn't going to be an immediate change. I mean, I wouldn't expect there to be something really viable like that you would really, really notice for like another 6 months to a year. We did not get a promo parade on Raw. That was the first thing I did notice. The promo parade looks like maybe, obviously you'd have to give it a couple weeks, but the promo parade looks like it might have been eliminated, which is a good thing. But like I said, that could have just been 1 week. I mean, I remember one time they interviewed Roman Reigns as soon as he got out of the ring, and it looked like an actual sportscast. And then the next week they went right back to the way they always fucking did it. So that could change. But what I saw happen was a little bit out of the ordinary for WWE. And I'll tell you real quick what happened. You have a Becky Lynch promo, which led into her bringing Bianca Belair. If you watch SummerSlam, are we going to get into that?
Yeah, we'll talk about that real quick. So
okay, why don't you do that, and then I'll tell you what I saw.
Yeah, so SummerSlam, we get Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Was there a definitive finish in this match? I didn't watch it.
There was.
Who won? Go ahead, tell me the finish.
And I don't know what the finish was. I know Bianca won. I don't know.
Bianca won.
Okay, Bianca won. There was
won.
The definitive finish. Yeah.
So Bianca won, and then Bayley comes out, and then she calls out Dakota Kai, who was released, who is now back, and she calls out Io Shirai, who is now known as Io Sky, and now they're a faction. So we have a confrontation in the ring in SummerSlam. Good.
So, the confrontation ended with Becky Lynch basically doing a face turn. And then we find out last night that she did the face turn because it was actually a decent little promo she did. She was talking about how she let all this glitz and glamour define her, and what defines her is her work in the ring and the matches and, all this other stuff. So, like, she calls out Bianca Belair. They have a little handshake in the ring, and then that's it. And then Bianca Belair, I believe, cut a little bit of a promo. And when in mid promo, they had to cut to the back because the Bayley faction was beating up Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch separated her shoulder in that match early, right, from what I understand.
Right.
And so she was in the shoulder harness, and they were beating her. They had the arm in the chair, and they were stomping on the chair. But what I was saying is that it was because they had introduced a heel faction and Bailey came back, that you had a prime opportunity to do a fucking promo parade, and they didn't do it. So, maybe that's something. I can't. EO Sky feels like they just flipped the goddamn coin, but whatever. It's what they do. Like I said, but I'm going down the route that you guys are going, where it's pretty much I'll go week to week on highlights on Instagram, and if something looks like it's getting pretty good, then maybe I'll pay attention. I did see a highlight this week that really caught my eye, where I guess it was Rollins did a frog splash, landed on whoever he did the frog splash to, flipped into a guy that we forget even fucking exists, and he's one of the best pro wrestlers in the fucking world, is AJ Styles. Rollins bounced off this guy, whoever the guy was, flipped into AJ Styles, who caught him and put him in a Styles clash and pinned him.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it was pretty cool. But once again, it just was like, oh yeah, that's right. You've sucked up the show. You've made it such suck that I can't watch AJ Styles on a regular basis because you have him on this crap television program. And he's been, admittedly, right? Roman's up there too, but he's been the best piece of talent that they've had consistently since he signed with them.
Yeah.
And there was like this, the Royal Rumble was in Florida and he's only going to be over in Florida. Nah, didn't work that way, right? He's been fucking phenomenal. He's worked with the best guys that they have, and he's fucking awesome. And, it's a shame because I don't get to see him that often because he's on a crap television show. Hopefully he gets better.
Right. Before I flip to Brandon, one of the things that, of course, we're all hopeful with Triple H being in charge. I don't know what he's capable of. NXT was good. It was one of the best, most interesting programs for years. But just like everything in professional wrestling, it peters after, 3-4 years, and then it became repetitive, boring, and we've moved on to something else. I don't know if WWE is going to catch fire here, but one thing that I am hopeful, and I watched a little bit last night, was that there was a lot more match and less bullshit. And I know WWE is not reliant on matches for their storytelling, but WWE has you can argue and be like, oh yeah, well, AEW has some talent. WWE has the best fucking wrestling talent on the planet.
Yeah.
They did, like, their women's division, their men's division, top to bottom, big guys, small guys. Nobody can compete with these guys.
They have a tag division that's worth watching.
Yeah.
It's like there's always stories in the tag division. It's not just like, here's a tag match in the middle of the show. Womp,
right.
Womp.
And it's also the problem that we have, and the problem I think most watchers or former watchers of WWE have, is the presentation. It stinks. But the talent is like, you got a guy like fucking Mustafa Ali who's on the show, who's amazing, and he's just like some dude in the mid card. AJ Styles, he fills holes. And you get giants like fucking Bobby Lashley, who's in the U.S. title. Like, it's just, to say that it can't be entertaining is preposterous. It should be entertaining, and hopefully Triple H does that. He makes it entertaining. Brandon, final thoughts on this?
I think we're definitely going to get more continuity to the show. Long term, we know for a fact that Vince was ripping up scripts for Raw, hours before they were going on and changing shit. We were seeing storylines and characters abandoned out of nowhere with no explanation. I think it did seem at the end very much like a guy that didn't have much time left, not knowing that this was coming. But it's like, if it wasn't working immediately, they were just aborting it. So I think you'll get more continuity there. But I feel bad saying, I don't even know that I'm hopeful. I just almost am at a point where I genuinely don't care. I'm still not convinced that they aren't just trying to package this thing up and sell it.
I
Triple
agree.
H is just going to be the latest guy to see them to sale, and you're not going to have much opportunity for anything interesting. The one fun part will be that they have all of the money that they need, and we immediately got at SummerSlam Brock Lesnar with a backhoe trying to flip the ring. Like, I think you'll get some of that stuff instantly back. Like, let's blow this up a little bit, create some memorable moments here, because there hasn't been a lot of that.
and buzz. They need buzz.
Yeah.
Like their monetary value is one thing, and their, I guess, marketability just for the sorry.
What's the matter, Jimmy? You sick?
I am a little sick. I can only talk a little bit. Their marketability and the amount of money that they've signed contracts, and the amount of money that they have, the capital that they have is one thing, but their longevity seems to be, they're not worth watching anymore. We don't watch them anymore, and we're big professional wrestling fans. I think that this having Triple H and creative might build some kind of marketability, might build some creative buzz, might create some internet buzz where all of a sudden they seem it's even more likely that someone will buy them. And, there's this terrible fucking thing where they're like, Tony Khan's going to buy him. Tony Khan ain't get the fucking money. No. Now this is like conglomerates buying this. Disney's buying this.
Disney's probably
Warner
gonna
Brothers
end up
buying
with it,
this.
or
Like,
Warner Brothers.
It's not some dude in Florida who's using his daddy's money. He might be part of a group of people that buy it, but he ain't buying shit. Chris, final thoughts.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, the one thing that I love to shoot down, though, is like people say it to me. I've heard it a couple times, and I think we heard in a CM Punk interview that you really think that Vince isn't still running this company, and I just think that's fucking silly to say. I mean, this guy's involved in a publicly traded. First of all, it's a publicly traded company. This guy's just running it from behind the scenes, and nobody knows. That dude is fucking yeah. Like, you really think Vince isn't still running it? This dude is fucking gone.
I guarantee that they go to him for ideas.
Oh, maybe
he's a great source of information.
Yeah, but
he's gone, dude.
He's gone. He's still running it from behind the scenes. Oh. Didn't he get sick? He had a heart attack once in the ring, right?
He had a heart attack. So did Ric Flair.
Wow. I will say it's crazy. I have one more final thought. It is crazy that we do a wrestling podcast weekly, and here we are the week or the week after Vince McMahon is gone from the world of wrestling. And we're just like, yeah, it's too late. Like, whatever. It feels like this should have been a bigger deal than it feels to me.
I mean, I guess it's a really big deal, but it's kind of like the biggest deal is that I think the biggest thing is that I never thought he would step down. He would have dropped dead at Gorilla calling a fucking
awesome
main event card. Before these accusations and all this other stuff came out. And apparently he was using company money too.
There's something like $14 million
of company money. That was the big
funneled
thing. Company money or not? And this guy is so smart. He's such a genius, but he still used company money to fucking cash some of those shares in, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking idiot. Okay. Once a carny, always a carny. Nobody's gonna catch me. Who's gonna rat me out?
I'm the boss.
I'm the boss. Everybody's got. I won't book you. I won't book you. You'll be fired. I won't book you.
This is a good example of that funny thing too, where if you get enough control over like the money on planet Earth, you just can't lose. Like right. Vince's reputation totally gets tarnished. He has to step down, and he probably made more money in the last month than he's made in years because their stock price jumped like 25%, even though, and he still owns like 40%.
He's like, I'll show you, you marks.
Fucker, yeah.
All right, so what do you guys want to talk about? I've got lots of stuff. What did you watch? That's the catch. Did you watch Stardom?
The match that you presented to us, I did watch, yes.
Brandon?
Yeah, I did my homework. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, that's good enough. Stardom Midsummer Champs. Where are we at on my card? Let's see what we got. Pretty forgettable card. It was pretty predictable, but Siri, the champ, defeated Tom Nakano in a ridiculous match, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Tom Nakano, she's got to be near the top of the fucking card when it comes to Wrestler of the Year. At this point, it's fucking insane. Every time she's in a big match, it's just completely insane. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, this was wild stuff from what I gathered. I guess in their timeline, their big 5-star Grand Prix is coming up, and this could have very easily been one that they kind of just mailed in. I'm not sure about the rest of the card if you felt like it did. Seemed like you're hitting at that, Jim, but they certainly didn't here, and a good story that kind of can fall right into their lap here, Siri. The way I perceived it, more calculated and technical throughout this, but Tom Nakano is going to sort of make it a battle of the gas tanks here, just try to wear her out, but she ends up burning herself out there and kind of getting caught by Siri's intelligence late there. That's the story of the match, but fun stuff and wild.
Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I thought this was really good too. I mean, it was like Brandon pretty much summed it up. There was a couple nice kicks to the face in this match, a couple nice slaps. Tom Nakano once again looked like she was. I don't even know how to explain her look. It's not even like she's hurt. It's like somebody broke her heart all the time. She's just so, it's captivating, man. I look at her like, what's going on in that head? Why does she look like that? And not physically look like that, but she's always got this like my heart has been hurt look. Mm-hmm. It's fucking great. She's so good. So good. So yeah, this is a really good match. I really enjoyed this.
This is another example, and Brandon and I were talking about it when Siri fought Risa Sera from Prominence, where Siri, they're going through the motions. They're doing their, headlock takedown, leg scissors, the whole thing. They're doing their whole chain wrestling. Siri's getting the upper hand in some of this stuff, and with Risa Sera, she just cheated. She immediately cheated. And with Tom Nakano was in the headlock. She gripped her around her hips and then picked her up and hit her on like a high arch side suplex. And then Siri has to roll out her ring. The whole crowd fucking oohs because it's a big deal. Now Siri's taken out of her game. And by the end of the match, Siri goes back to her game and starts kicking the fucking shit out of her opponent, which makes her like this end boss, the best wrestler. Makes her the champ. She's able to pull it out. She did this in the Risa Sera where she choked her out in that match. In the Tom Nakano match, she did the same thing. Very cool. Final thoughts, Brandon?
Yeah, these are real fight stories that you kind of tell themselves, and her being the champ is creating this aura of being somewhat impenetrable where you're not going to get to her. You're just going to have to get fucking good enough as a wrestler that you can outclass her, and no one's done it as of late, and it's compelling. That's the same thing, the reason why I love boxing and MMA, real not sports entertainment, real shit. That's just what's fucking interesting.
Chris, final thoughts?
I'm getting to the point, or I'm at the point in which I can recognize actual Joshi wrestlers other than like Julia and Starlight Kid. So like I'm invested. And this was a really good match. And like, especially coming off that last one with Tom Nakano and Natsupoi, that whole incident that happened a couple weeks ago, it just got you emotionally invested in it. So this was, I'm excited to see these things, everything in Stardom progress over the next couple months, year. So it's going to be fun.
So we got the 5-star Grand Prix. Actually, a couple of matches happened over the weekend, but we're not going to have it streaming until probably tomorrow. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. We'll talk about it. Thekla's hurt, so she's out. Who else is involved? Suzu Suzuki from Prominence. She also has a shoulder injury, so she's not out, but her matches have been pushed back a little bit. And I was able to catch a couple of them, but we'll talk about it next week. What else we got? How about G1 Climax? Catch any of this? Brandon?
I haven't watched much G1 Climax. We decided to take a zoom in here on Yoshihashi versus Shingo, but outside of that, took a look at the standings. Somehow there's still only like 2 matches in. Some people only have 1 match. It's like
I hate this
they're
format.
Really putt-putting this thing.
It's the format. The format is there's 4 groups. You get 1 match per group, but they're all spread out in odd fucking segments. Like Jonah's next match is fucking like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. His first match was the first night, I believe. Chris, did you check out Yoshihashi and Shingo though?
I did, but back to you were just talking about, this is a good way for me to not give a shit who wins the G1 at the end of it.
Right.
I really won't fucking care.
The last show will probably be a lot of fun. It's kind of tough to watch at this point.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
But I did watch this match. It was, yeah. Go ahead.
We should be the most excited. This is the most excited we usually are every year. In the last 2 years, it's kind of been a dud. Yoshihashi Shingo, though, fucking insane. Yoshihashi he's not a fucking turd anymore. This match was fucking rad. And Shingo selling at the end, like leaving, like he got the living shit kicked out of him and barely escaped, was fucking great. Brandon, thoughts?
Ain't no turd, that Yoshihashi. Yeah, I feel like this has been a couple times now. This is Yoshihashi's signature moment here. He looks fucking awesome in the G1 and then gets knocked out at the end. I saw somewhere that this was the first time they actually ever faced each other in singles in New Japan, which is shocking. Right. And the other finisher's kind of like the same move, so that's the kind of dance we get here storyline wise. I enjoyed Yoshihashi kicking out. You thought that was a clear go home spot, and from there that's when it really got good. He hits the karma. He gets like this offensive flurry in, and the place is going nuts for Yoshihashi. And you're like, oh wow, G1 might not be so bad, but Shingo ends up, what's that shit called? Some kind of snake pin.
That's the dragon.
Something Cobra. I forget what they call it.
I forget
what his finisher was, but it was good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, thoughts?
For the first time, I think this is the first time I ever saw Yoshihashi not in a turd match at the beginning of the card that I don't give two shits about. To the point where they made mention to Yoshihashi teaming up with Sting.
No, it was Shingo.
Oh, Shingo. Yeah, okay, that's why I didn't remember it. Okay, now I remember it. I was like,
Forbidden
wow,
Door.
Is he such a toad that I don't even remember? Like, I'm going to be, I'll put it out there now. I've said it a million times, but, Sting going off in a different direction. Sting in AEW has been one of my favorite things. Just the way that they use him has been one of my favorite things in wrestling over the past 2 years. So, I was like, wait a minute, is Yoshihashi such a bum that I don't even remember this match? But now, it was Shingo as his tag team partner. That was awesome. But no, you actually got to see Yoshihashi in something, doing something, and it was really good. And he like you said, he didn't look like a turd. He looked like a fucking professional wrestler, which was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
One of the there's I haven't been able to get caught up on everything. Some of the fun stuff's been Zack Sabre Jr. has been fun top to bottom. Kent has been great. Kent has had a couple of these guys have had multiple matches, but some guys have only had one. And once again, like Brandon said, this fucking format is just, it's not great. I'm not enjoying it. I feel like I'm not hooked at all. Let's go back to the other format.
It's just a shame. It's something I've never once crossed my mind and been like, they should do this differently. No, that's never been feedback by anyone.
Right.
Well, there's also a lot of guys in there. I mean, if you look at the lineup for it, right? I mean, look, we're talking about Yoshihashi having a great match, but if they didn't use Yoshihashi in this, would you notice? Would you care? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be 4 blocks. Is what I'm saying. They could shed some dead weight if they didn't use Ishii in this.
Right.
I mean, I love Ishii, but he doesn't. Does he have to be in it?
No.
Like there are spots that they have filled. I love Bad Luck Fale as a human, as a wrestler. He's a toad, but as a human, I mean, he's fun to watch and he's awesome. But like,
oh my God.
But his matches aren't that. And does he need to be in there? Is his boy in there? I don't even know. What's Chase Owens? Is he in there?
Yeah.
He's another one. Does he, like, you want to bring in Tom Lawler and you want to bring in Jonah? That's fine. But you don't have to keep all these other guys. Get them out of there and have 2 blocks.
I watched Lance Archer versus Bad Luck Fale.
Oh God.
Oh my God. It was so fucking boring. That I watched Chase Owens versus Tama Tonga. Like you're watching some of these matches. You're just like, all right, man, what are we doing here? Why are these guys in it? I like Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga's fine to eat some pins.
But is it in his contract that he has to be in it? I don't know what's going on.
Well, he's got a feud with Jay White, I guess.
Yeah, but who cares? Like, that's the point. He's got a feud with, what did you just say? He's got a feud with Jay White, I guess. Like, I mean, really, if you're saying that at the end of the sentence, like, what the fuck is the point of this? Who gives a shit?
I don't know, man.
Oh my God. There are so many guys in the G1. Like I said, you should have your top, the main dudes, right? You could even have a storyline with, look, he's the greatest human being that ever walked the face of the earth.
Tanahashi.
He gives life to everything he touches.
Tanahashi.
Can you have a storyline where he doesn't make the G1 because something happens to him? Oh, wow. Right? Then
He's
that
actually
gives him
been great.
But you understand what I'm saying. I mean, you don't have to have everyone.
Right.
You can leave some dudes out. We've been watching the same G1 for fucking 10 years now.
And we
Get
always
rid
know
of
the
some of
top
these
guys
guys.
are going to win.
Right.
G1 isn't the New Japan Cup. It's not some
Right.
young guy is going to win. There's going to be a big surprise.
It's
It's always the top guys in the
Or
in the
for that matter,
sport.
like the Royal Rumble, where sometimes you're like, oh shit,
Nakamura wins.
Nakamura won. Yeah. Then he's in the middle of the card at WrestleMania, but that's cool.
Also, I mean, I'll check out more of it. Naito's 0-2, which means he's going to go undefeated and win the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. It's interesting. Brandon, final thoughts on G1 Climax talk?
Yeah, the charm has completely worn off for me. Yeah, I would say even in the old format, this would be the only time of year where I would sit down and watch 20 minutes of Tama Tonga singles in a chunk. That's over for me, and this format's made it even worse. So
Chris,
I guess we'll keep covering it in some sense.
We'll cover it. I mean, we'll keep covering it, I guess. Final
Yeah,
thoughts.
you nailed it. We can move on. There's not really much to say.
All right, let's talk about AEW, I guess.
Oh,
It's been Fighter
I
Fest.
want to talk about Flair.
We're getting there.
no, that has to. Yeah, that's the main. That's the main.
It's
event.
killing
That's the main event, brother.
That's
We're
the
getting
main
there.
event. You gotta wait.
You got to stick around. $10
Look,
my
Put it on
ass.
Patreon.
We'll have people fucking dropping off of the podcast stream like flies if we fucking talk about it now.
Okay. Fighter Fest. I'm not going through everything.
What was this, 2 weeks ago?
Oh, was it Fighter Fest?
Yeah, two. Well, it was 2 weeks
Yeah,
long.
I'm just going to talk about a couple things. We'll talk about. Let's talk about. Ricky Starks defeats some fucking nerd via pinfall. And he's like, "Come on out, you can face me and wrestle. Let's wrestle again." So Danhausen comes out. He beats Danhausen. And then I don't remember the rest. It was 2 weeks ago.
I think are you getting it?
This
did
was
that happen?
last week.
This was
wasn't
last
Fighter
week.
This is last week?
This was last
Am I
week.
confused?
Yeah, let's go.
2 weeks ago was Fighter Fest with the Shark Tank.
All right, okay, let's talk about the Shark Tank then. Okay, this match fucking sucked. It was ridiculous. Brandon, thoughts?
Don't say that, Jericho. I'll bite your fucking nose right off your face.
It was ridiculous. I didn't think that it sucked totally as a match itself for the most part.
I agree.
When I like with the AEW, I'm kind of like where I get the most fun out of it is when I just almost like unfocus on my eyes on the TV, and I'm just like, this is crazy that you can just flip to a TNT and this bullshit is happening.
Reigns, yes,
compared
I enjoy
to
that.
what's going on around it. That's like what, and I think it had that. But if it was just on its own for the most part, but if storyline wise, I think what you're hoping for is that Eddie Kingston wins or Jericho wins, you just kind of get out of here and somebody moves on. But Sammy Guevara coming in and swinging the outcome of the match is like, oh, we didn't even get a resolution out of this. We're just moving on here. So
how about them not being able to open the shark cage? So they just start crawling out of the shark cage because the bars are too wide because they couldn't get the gate open. And then the finish was the fucking disaster. The finish was fucking awful. Jericho's spinning. He's spinning
Elbows.
around. He's showing elbows all over the place. Eddie Kingston doesn't know what's going on. The end of this was pretty bad. I enjoy the chaos, but man, the execution was not great at the end of it. It was classic keep it simple. You know what I mean? And they didn't. They tried to complicate the ending, and the ending was a fucking disaster.
Well,
Also, I'm disappointed they weren't next to a pool full of sharks. Chris, thoughts?
Well, I will tell you this. I mean, there is nothing more complicated. Like if you're going to have somebody, oh God, how do I say this?
Unlock a gate?
Unlocking a gate can be very difficult. Putting a key in a lock and turning it. So I can see how you would make that hard. To Brandon's point, I'm glad you said this because I never thought about it. Just now, this made me think. AEW they got balls because this is not an industry that they're involved in right now that really has room for lack of a better way of putting it, this kind of behavior. And most networks would have fucking booted them by now. I mean, you got dudes getting chucked in the fucking barbed wire. I mean, look, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm not a hardcore match guy, but I think like when you get one every once in a while, it's fucking great.
Dude, the microphone wrapped in barbed wire was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's whacking.
I mean, no, Eddie Kingston Gas Can was a pay-per-view, but I just the things that we've seen on television on AEW in the last, like, I don't want to jump ahead, but like you're getting blood in the first match. 8:00 on a fucking Wednesday night. Right. So, I mean, they're doing shit that if network executives knew what they were fucking doing before they were doing it, they would never be able to do it. Like, they're just fucking like, fuck it. Right.
Look at the ratings, man.
Yeah. People are watching. So and then that brings up another point. You see how people's morality, their stance on things in life just gets flushed right down the fucking toilet when you're getting ratings.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody fucking cares. Oh, you want to throw a dude in barbed wire? You want to have a guy bleeding at 8:10 on a fucking Wednesday night where everybody can see it? You want to have a guy getting his head busted open and bleeding all over the joint? Well, I think that was, that was the rating? Oh, no, it's cool. We're cool. We're going to keep our mouth shut about this. It just shows how full of shit everybody in these corporate fucking television studios
and
are.
Not even just a guy, like probably the most recognizable face that the random person flipping it on would see. It's Chris Jericho's pouring blood all over the place.
Yeah, right. Like, what the fuck, man? Like I said, I don't have a fucking problem with it. You don't like it? There's 8 billion channels on. There's nothing on any of them. Go give it a shot. But fucking yeah. So I give AEW a lot of credit. That being said, I believe I don't want to take credit for this because I didn't think of this joke, but I saw a video of that whole ending set to the Benny Hill theme. That was fucking the perfect thing to sum up that entire match. Was just
spinning.
If you watch
spinning,
they'd sped it up. like they should have that. Like if they don't have like a match, like, okay, well, so and so's hurt. They were supposed to wrestle. We're gonna show you the Benny Hill version of the Shark Tank match, and then just show it all in like 90 seconds, real fast with that music playing. It would be the fucking best match of all time.
Brandon, final thoughts. Okay. Chris, final thoughts.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's funny. I did forget about the Shark Tank thing because that's like a hallmark of this promotion at this point. It's like they try a bunch of crazy shit and it works maybe 40% of the time. So when it doesn't work, I'm like, oh, yeah, of course this looks stupid. It usually does. It's not even a big deal.
Through the legends of history of WCW, you think of the Shockmaster, right? You think of the cage match where Abdullah the Butcher gets electrified and the switch is going up and down. This is as corny as those things are.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with it.
I love it.
You'll remember it fondly.
Yes.
What we like about it.
It wasn't good. It's
what is
the
not
train wreck.
like?
It was not good, but I enjoyed it.
When I brought this up before, I'll bring it up again. We watched, it was some WWE pay-per-view and Braun Strowman, and there was a fucking trash truck and guys were getting thrown in it.
That was amazing.
It was a complete fucking disaster and it made no sense. And we had a blast watching it. So guess what? That was the best pay-per-view that year because we had fun. And that's all that fucking matters. I think and the only times that they ever look at those fuck ups and they say like, I can't believe this happened. It's never with people in the business, guys that were involved in those things back in the day, like in WCW. It's never, I can't believe this happened. It's always, why was the camera on it?
Yeah, right.
Like when they couldn't get the cage unlocked,
the
why
camera
the
got
producer
closer.
Why didn't the producer go switch them back to the ring?
Anything.
To anything.
Show the crowd.
They slip out through the cage, and then the announcers can just say that she let him out.
Instead, they got closer with the camera. They just
zooming in on it. And she's like in a state of complete and total fucking panic. She's in complete panic. She's freaking the fuck out because she can't get the cage unlocked. I don't blame her because she's probably thinking she's been in this business long enough. I'm going to get blamed for this and probably fired. Right? Even though, obviously she didn't, but I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there to be like, that's your fault. We don't want you working here anymore.
Think about it. It. When it was Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns when they were doing the stadium shows and he was handcuffed and Paul Heyman was like, walrus ass Paul Heyman is trying to fiddle with the key.
Yeah.
And then he ended up I think he gave it to the guy that was handcuffed. He gave the key to him and he unlocked himself.
Yeah, he couldn't get it out. He couldn't get the key in there. Yeah. Happens.
But the camera was just like
zoomed in on it. And that's WWE.
Doesn't show anything. That's WWE.
That's WWE, and they kept it zoomed in on there, which is odd.
Come
somebody
on.
definitely got for that one.
How do I?
Let me grab your ass. I'll give you $1 million.
Touch me. All right, let's move on because we have lots of wrestling. We don't talk about Rampage anymore. How about this?
Yay.
Nope, that's a Dynamite card. Let's talk about Jon Moxley versus Roosh. Match fucking ruled. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, this was great.
There you go.
haven't seen too much of Roosh. I guess this is the thing with him. He doesn't eat pins very often. They set it up a little bit. He's won 9 in a row. It's a strange match, but I like them sort of turning. Not garbage to gold necessarily here with CM Punk getting hurt, but Moxley's obviously wasn't planned to have this second run, and him saying, kind of fuck it, whoever you want, I'll fight Roosh, who just got here, and beat the shit out of him, choke him out unconscious. It works. This is good TV stuff. So,
Chris, thoughts?
8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, banger.
Yeah,
yep,
was bleeding.
I got,
and it was not intentional. It wasn't a cut.
No.
Moxley had blood on his face. That was awesome.
Do you remember when, I don't know, we get into a big thing, but you remember when Mox was like, when Dean Ambrose was like a crazy tough guy and he was completely unbelievable as a crazy tough guy?
No, he's completely believable when he came to ringside with ketchup and mustard and a hot dog cart.
Yeah, and now he's crazy guy on another show and he's completely believable that he's that tough. Yeah.
I love him.
We're done.
He's great. I want him versus Suzuki Suzuki as soon as possible. FTW Championship. So we get Danhausen, who challenges Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship and loses quickly. Then I believe Hook comes out. Hook defeats Starks to win the title after he said, I'm okay, everybody, come on out. You wrestle me, I'm going to wrestle. And then Hook comes out and he challenges him. Hook wins the FTW Championship. Ricky Starks does a babyface promo pretty much. And I'm going to keep fighting. And yes, and then we'll see. Hobbs turned on him. R.I.P. Brand thoughts?
I would like to think this was all these guys' idea because it's stuff that it's the opposite of stuff that we see a lot and are tired of. I'm going to challenge you to a match. I'll accept any challenger. Oh, it's you? Okay, next week we'll do this. No, oh shit, they're giving it to us right now. This was something people had thought about for a while. Hook versus what's the name? Ricky Starks for the FTW title. They do it immediately, and Hook gets it. We jump right through it. Ricky Starks, probably one of the best in the promotion as far as I'm concerned. I'm tired of how factioned out this company is, and we split that up. Let's see Ricky Starks do something on his own here. I don't know where they're going to go from here, but I'm excited to see the shakeup of these guys. And Hook with the FTW title will be fun, someone that it's actually relevant to. So,
right, Chris, thoughts?
I just don't know. My only issue is I don't know if Ricky Starks works as a babyface.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he just doesn't change his behavior? It's
At
just
all.
love him, so we're going to cheer for him because we were cheering for him already.
I think instead of he'll be a little less dickish.
But nobody was booing him.
No, nobody ever was.
No, yeah.
I don't know this to be true, but he feels like he's getting to that point too where you can actually just trust him on the mic.
Absolutely.
It's only that top couple % of guys where you can just be like, go ahead, this is where we're putting you. You come up with something, and they'll do it.
Yeah. Final thoughts on this match? I guess we're going to get Hobbs in a feud coming out of this. And then maybe go on for a title shot. That'd be nice. There you go. No thoughts. Okay. Thunder Rosa versus Mio Yamashita. Mio Yamashita won in TJPW, and then she won the right to challenge Thunder Rosa. Pretty much no build to this, not on TV at all, but there you go. We got a match. Thunder Rosa wins. She retains the title. Brandon, thoughts?
Yeah, whatever. Kind of weird. They stick it in that typical right after 9:15 spot. This could have been a bigger deal. I guess they play off of the last match with the roll up. She kicks out of it this time and suplexes her to victory, but didn't feel like a big deal and something that probably could have been. I'm not sure what this does for Mio Yamashita.
Chris, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not sure what this does for anybody. This was just kind of lackadaisically thrown into the middle. It didn't seem it seemed like, I mean, even the announcers pointed out that they were out of sync. And it was just like, I don't know. All I see this now as a relatively new homeowner. All I saw was a waste of money. You paid this person to come to the United States. So you didn't do shit with them. Mm-hmm. It's just odd. I'm not saying like, oh, she should have won, but this should have been in a better spot, not in a fucking, I got to go take a dump. And when I come back, it's fucking over. You know what I mean?
Thunder Rosa at one point was thrown into the ropes and did the old, I'm not going to run into ropes. I'm going to stop just short and run at the person. I thought Thunder Rosa was fucking terrible in this match. And I am over Thunder Rosa and I want her gone forever.
You're out on her?
I'm out.
I'm checked out too.
I think she's too slow. I don't think that she executes properly. I don't like her. I don't like her at all.
She also seems like she's too busy trying to get herself over.
Be good in the ring, Jim? Which is fine, but be good in the ring.
That's what I mean. Like you're too busy grabbing. What's her name had the same fucking problem for a while. Taya Valkyrie had the same problem. Mm-hmm. Where they were constantly just trying to tell the camera how great they were instead of actually doing it in the ring. And who was the it just seemed like, and I'm over her big time. Big time over her. And then I was doing some research. There seems to have been like issues with her in the past doing the same shit. You know,
what do you mean? You're gonna have to.
Well, so I read into, because I didn't know what happened to Evilise. She came and she went.
Right.
She was like let go. She got hired. She got fired immediately, or she got let go, or she never really was hired. Whatever. There was a big issue between her and Thunder Rosa in Lucha Underground. Thunder Rosa was the snake lady. I forget what her name was, and like a lot of like backstabbing, and now who knows how much.
I mean, I don't know if that's any of that.
We don't know that this is true.
I know that's true.
So, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. It's the thing with
Marina
Shafir. Thank you. Sorry, that was odd. Everything.
The problem I'm having is that regardless of backstage stuff that will never find out about, Thunder Rosa isn't that good.
All right,
we're starting to realize that. When she is, I mean, the most memorable match I have with her is the cage match with Britt Baker and the lights out match with Britt Baker, which are hardcore matches. Onita puts on good hardcore matches and death matches. Onita can't fucking move. He's never been a good wrestler. He hasn't been a good wrestler fucking 40 years. But he puts on good matches that are hardcore matches. You don't have to be good to bleed all over the place. I'm out on Thunder Rosa. I don't like her at all. I think she brought this down. I think this is a big deal, and she brought it down. I can't believe she didn't run into the ropes. I was just like, what are you doing? That's like when we went and did that show in North Philly.
And the ropes broke?
Well, we never ran into ropes. And one of our guys was scared to run into the ropes, so he stopped and put his arm out and then just ran the other way.
I remember.
Yeah. That's what it's like. It's amateur shit. Brandon, final thoughts.
And we were definitely amateurs.
Oh yeah.
Amateur's not even a word. We didn't even reach amateur.
Yeah, I'm not totally there yet, but kind of surprised to see this coming, right? Like, she was a fan darling for a while. Looked better than a lot of what they had. She was driving matches. We felt like she was keeping it afloat. She's been around for a long time, and maybe this is one of those cases where there's a reason why she was never put to the top.
I think there's a situation where she's better than the worst, but she's not better than the best. So she looks really bad when she's put against really good wrestlers. Like she'll look great against somebody that's not great because she's calling the match, but when she's against somebody that's really good, the other person seems to be waiting for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Standing there, waiting for her to do whatever slow ass shit she's trying to do. And mind you, the girls from TGPW, I mean, they work in a smaller ring. So when they come to AEW, it's a bigger ring. They have more room to cover. And they still look quicker than she does.
Quack.
I'm out. I'm quacker than she does. I'm out of this. I'm out of her. All right, Brian Danielson.
Can I just add something really quick?
Yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
yes,
Let me
yes.
just one last thing.
Certainly.
I'm going to make a statement here, and it's going to sound very harsh, but it has nothing to do with the talent in their roster, but it has everything to do with the way the talent is, the way their talent is presented. Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear. But their women's division, with those parameters in place, it fucking sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Let's come clean with this.
Yeah,
it
sucks. There's no reason to watch any of their fucking women.
We've been apologizing for this.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore.
Years now.
I'm over it.
It's fucking terrible.
It's fucking terrible. And like I said, by no fault of the women that are involved in it, it is fucking brutal. You have, we love Jade Cargill, right? But
She's great.
The story is just, it's been going on for way too long. There's no interest in it, right? I love looking at her on my television. She makes my TV glow.
Rest.
Okay. But what are we doing? Oh, she's got baddies. She's got a guy that she tells everybody to cut the shit. I can watch her tell people to cut the shit a million times. So I'm not going to even bring that up. But it's just, you're doing nothing.
But I'm not going to put her in with this group. She's standalone. She's great. She's must-watch television. Everybody else in the women's division is presented poorly. They're not on television. They got no fucking training. I just found out today that Britt Baker has been wrestling for 7 years. 7 fucking years?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't she wrestle? Why does she stink?
She's got no cardio. Why doesn't she have cardio?
The fucking show stinks. The women stink. They don't particularly stink. The way they are presented fucking stinks. They are absolutely not watch television with professional wrestling. And I am a fan of women's wrestling. I love women's professional wrestling. I cannot fucking stand AEW's women's wrestling. Okay.
If there was a way to put an option and turn on a little device or a little option on my cable box that told me when WWE's women were wrestling, I would hit it every time.
Absolutely.
I would hit it every fucking time. The reason why I don't watch their women is because their entire show is just boring and I don't care.
And I'm not going to find it.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit and sift through it to find it, right? But even when you have women who weren't really that experienced, Lacey Evans,
right?
She was fucking presented well. She was given a storyline, and they were always must-watch TV.
Even Bianca Belair, when she just started, when she was in NXT, she looked amazing, and she could do all these feats. Mm-hmm. She was still she was green and couldn't do a lot of shit, but she still looked cool.
Yeah,
these fucking
it's a shame.
It stinks. It really does stink.
Yeah,
and I'm glad I said it because I don't see it coming out the other end.
I mean,
I don't see any. What are we going to bring? Karashida and Riho back?
Right.
So you got fucking the people in the crowd not paying attention when this good wrestling happened because it's not Britt Baker. Britt Baker does a fucking promo and then everybody's like, woo! And then she gets in the ring and her feet are fucking size 12 men's and she can't fucking run around the ring. Give me a fucking break.
Well, that's the thing too. Like if you, what's your litmus test for whether or not a professional wrestler is a fan, if the fans are interested? What's the litmus test? The fucking crowd.
Right.
And whenever the women come in that aren't Britt Baker, nobody gives a shit.
Right.
Or they make fucking racist
Or
comments
Thunder
again, or Thunder Rosa, or they make shitty racist comments against fucking Hikaru Shida. Right? I mean, that's what we get because they're fucking. This is what they do. So now we're stuck, and now they have all these people, and they went there, and I'm sure they were promised so much shit, and they're in this fucking. They're in the muck in this fucking women's division that they put on. Like I said, they don't even put them on in like I don't even. I'd have to look. I shouldn't say this because I don't know it to be true, but it's like not even like they put them on at like 8:55, so they get the, like there's no strategy to it. Like put it like a good spot, 8:55. You get the crossover. People are watching like WWE. One of the things they always did was when I used to watch Raw years ago, I watched it at 8. I turned it on at like 10 and 9. I turned it on at 10 of 10 and then 10 of 11. And that's all you needed to see. The rest of it was just fucking filler. They're just trying to keep you to watch over the crossover so they get the rating numbers for it.
Right.
They don't even do that. And
No.
it's just like it's
the women's matches are on at 9:15.
Yeah, and it's like what the fuck? Like there's nothing is special about it. Nothing.
And also you're not pretending by doing that 9:15, like you said, you presented it, you're like, all right, well, you put it in the crossover so you can get that hour. You can get the hour, you can get the number at the hour. You put it on 9:15, you are showing no faith in your women's
exactly.
division. You are saying this is the dead spot. This is where people are going to tune out. So I'm going to put you here. Fuck Tony Khan and fuck their women's division. I want them to do better. Brandon, final thoughts.
No, you guys nailed it. Let's move on.
All right, let's talk about Brian.
Well,
Danielson.
I also let's no. Well, I was going to say they another thing they did really quick. I've been bitching about it for years. They gave us the entire fucking card for next fucking week already. There's no surprise, and I'm already not interested.
What are you talking about?
God, I'm just saying they go through next week. We have this match, that match, this match, that match, that match, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't even want to watch this. You're not even.
It's almost a preview to not watch. So
yeah, it's like you're not even going to get my. I hope it's good. You're not getting that. I'm like that. I'm out. Got
talking about good. Brian Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. Brandon, thoughts?
It was good. I just kind of get a little bit peeved by them doing like the concussion thing with Brian Danielson. It's like what the fuck? Like of all things that he could have had go wrong. But it's a guy that's like had a brain
believes that he has one. The crowd's like,
did you see they showed a guy like this? They showed a guy.
They all got quiet. I knew they all got quiet. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, these people are fucking stupid. But I don't I don't consider myself like sensitive to it. It's just bad taste. And the match, while it was fun, that was the built-in excuse as to why Daniel Garcia could have just beaten Brian Danielson his first match back. I don't need Jake Hager like grabbing his leg and giving him a second excuse as to why he lost. They should have just let Daniel Garcia win.
I did enjoy the random arm sticking out from the bottom of the ring. That was pretty good. Chris, thoughts?
How did you frame the Brian Danielson might have a concussion? What did you say? Not in bad taste, but whatever you said, doesn't matter.
Who? Brandon.
Brandon.
I think I said it's not that I'm like sensitive to it, or I just think it is kind of just poor taste.
I don't think it's in poor taste. I think it's lazy fucking writing. Yeah, that's what I think it was. Just being lazy. The other thing is that you only needed the arm coming out of the ring. That was enough. You didn't need this other horse shit, like this other fucking, like you said, if you're going to use that, have that be the reason why he loses. Why don't you just have Hager grab his leg? I loved Hager's giant gorilla arm. That monkey arm of his is like 8 feet long.
That was pretty good.
Here comes Sloth from the Goonies from under.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Like we make fun, but it's like that dude. There's nobody built like that, dude. He's ridiculous. I fucking love that he's this like giant with these long arms. This is fucking great. But excellent match. I mean, it was a lot of fun. When he hit, like we're conditioned now, we kind of know, like when the guy hits the deck, when Danielson hits the deck and you think he has a concussion and nobody goes in to help him. I mean, well, actually you don't know because it's AEW and Matt Hardy, and
also we just watched the Ric Flair match or the Ric Flair show. So We're going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, as far as it being it was fucking excellent. That was a tremendous match, and it was the main event. It belonged being the main event of that show. And I think Daniel Garcia is one of the best guys in that roster. Place like AEW, this is another one of these guys that wouldn't exist. In the mainstream
without Vince McMahon.
Without Vince McMahon, no, without AEW, Vince would never give that guy a job.
No. Yeah, he's great. I enjoy him. Any final thoughts, Brandon, on a wonderful Fighter Fest and Fight for the Fallen?
I thought the Starks thing was great. The rest of it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, final thoughts?
Nope.
All right. This week on AEW, we get Powerhouse Hobbs will be in action. We get Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage.
Well, fucking everybody's been 2022. What else could you want?
Let me go through the whole card. We get a dumpster match, which isn't Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage. Dumpster match. The Gun Club versus the Acclaimed. We get Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. The Undisputed Elite is back. Is that it? Who is that? Is that Adam Cole?
It's Adam Cole and the rest of his idiot friends.
Wait, is it Kenny Omega?
No, it's Adam Cole and then the rest of the Kenny Omega crew and Red Dragon.
Okay. Thunderstorm versus Britt Baker and DMD and Jamie Hayter.
I wonder who's getting pinned.
There you go. And Chris Jericho versus Wheeler Yuta. If Wheeler Yuta wins, he gets Jericho's title shot versus Jon Moxley. Brandon, thoughts?
I think you're starting to spread your ear infection here through Skype. I might have to call out sick next week. I don't feel like talking about any of that stuff.
Chris?
Yeah, fuck it.
How's your ear feeling?
Yeah.
How's your ear feeling?
I got a con worm in my brain right now.
We also get who do we get? We get Cesaro versus Yuta on Saturday. There's a Saturday show.
Wheeler Yuta?
I think so.
No.
I don't remember.
Why?
Double Yuta?
For the Ring of Honor Championship or something. I don't know.
Cesaro versus the number 12 ranked guy on PWI.
Oh my God. All right, let's talk about that. You ready?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Because I got some info.
Brandon, you ready? Ric Flair's last match. Now, Chris and I, we were talking a couple of weeks ago. And we were saying like we weren't going to pay for it. So we checked online. We checked cable, and it said it was $10. So I said to Chris, I was like, $10. I'm coming over. We didn't realize that it was actually $30 when we got there. Classic Conrad. We got Carney down $30, but we watched it. I came over with 2 bags of pork rinds. We ordered some chicken wings, and we watched Ric Flair's.
Farted into a leather couch for a couple hours.
Yes. Ric Flair's last match.
Hold on. Are you motherfuckers farting into my couch? Because if that's the case, I don't know if I can do these hosting parties anymore.
What do you think the ripping sound was?
I mean, chicharrones and wings delivered. Sounds like.
I had spicy and regular chicharrones.
Jimmy brings over a couple of those hazy IPAs. Those will get your guts busted pretty quick.
Plus, I was full of antibiotics, so my ass was just
squirting
shit out. It was solids, liquids, and gas. All right, let's go through this card. Now, I'm not going to talk about everything because we didn't watch everything.
Hold on. Did you get to the bottom of how it was $10 on Friday and $30 on Sunday?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't $10 on Friday. It was $10 on Sunday.
Sunday
at the work cable box.
Oh, that's.
And then when I got home, and it was fucking $10, but it was still in HD. It shouldn't have been a different fucking price.
Yeah, we got screwed.
I mean, Conrad. I might actually put my first tweet out with that photo of that price on there for Conrad to answer.
He won't answer. Nobody sounds like now?
Why not? Fuck him.
Right, I just want to go through some of this stuff now. I'm on the Wikipedia. Sorry. All right, here we go. Canceled matches. The originally planned main event was reported to have been Ric Flair teaming with FDR to take on Ricky Steamboat and the Rock and Roll Express. The six-man tag match.
That was supposed to happen?
Oh, wait. Steamboat confirmed that he was offered the match but turned it down. Hold on. Matt Cardona proposed defending.
I can't. Keep going. I don't know any of this.
Matt Cardona proposed defending the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship against Flair, but he was injured soon after and forced to forfeit his title. Hold on, there's more juice. I gotta find it. Oh my God. Some of it's ridiculous. I know that Ric Flair had said that he was going to be drunk. He was going to drink before his match. I know he said that. So there you go.
Who was going to be drunk?
So here we go. All right, so we didn't see a lot of the show. We showed up. When did we show up?
I got to be 28, 7:30,
here we go.
8,
the
7:40.
Sixth match. It was the sixth match of the show. Mind you, every match before there was 5 minutes, 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So, sorry.
Put a lot of good
What did
work
we
getting put
miss?
in there at the Coliseum.
Okay, you ready for this?
Mhm.
Ren Narita defeated Yu Uemura via pinfall in a New Japan Young Lions match. Mace Warner won the Bunkhouse Battle Royal.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know. Motor City Machine Guns
Mace
defeated the
Windu.
Wolves in a tag team match.
Great.
And what I've heard is one of the worst professional wrestling matches in the history of the universe. Killer Cross with Scarlett Bordeaux defeated Davey Boy Smith Jr. via pinfall.
They tried to
Thoughts?
make it into I can guarantee you they tried to make it into a catch wrestling match and it just sucked. I guarantee you that's what they did.
There you go.
They tried to make it look fucking real and it wasn't entertaining in the fucking least.
Brandon, any questions, thoughts?
Yeah, I said it sounds like a lot of good work being put in there. 5-minute matches and some kind of bunkhouse battle royal. Just
The Battle Royal was 11 minutes.
I know that most of the stuff we watch is irrelevant and meaningless, but boy, it's really got to smack you in the face when you're sitting there watching that shit. Like, this is a truly pointless spectacle that we've arrived at.
Oh, they tried to work some storylines into this, but next up, 4 quarters match to determine the number 1 contender of the Progress World Championship. Number 12 on the PWI ranking, Jonathan Gresham defeated Alan Angels, Kaneska Takeshita, and Nick Wayne via pinfall.
Who's Nick Wayne?
He's a really young guy to get signed by AEW.
Okay.
Brandon, thoughts? Brandon, do you know about? Have you heard the drama with Jonathan Gresham?
But he spazzed on. I guess I shouldn't say spaz anymore. Apparently, that's
No, don't say spaz. Don't say spaz.
Why?
Can't say spaz anymore.
Spaz.
Okay. Brandon, thoughts?
Fuck.
He freaked out on Tony Khan.
Yeah, he did, and he said, "I'm the 12th rated PWI wrestler according to Dirt Sheets." That was his argument, according to the Dirt Sheets. There you go. You won. Chris, thoughts? All right. Next up,
he's 5 foot tall.
He is 5 foot.
Do you know there was another wrestler that everybody said was too short and he'd never make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Rey Mysterio, and he's 5'6". He's 6.5 foot taller than you, and he's could be considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Okay. So yeah, you need to go somewhere. Cunt.
Poor Gresh has little man syndrome. He's got a little man syndrome.
His wife's taller than he is. Not that that's a problem, but she's small.
She is short.
She's very short.
We'll talk about her in a minute. Now, this is where we logged in. Full of chicken wings and pork rinds, and might have shit myself 3 times because of antibiotics. The 4 Horsemen, Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson, defeated the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton and Kerry Morton, with Robert Gibson at ringside. Let me tell you something. Kerry Morton, quite the worker there. Chris, go ahead.
I'm just gonna. Can I say my commentary for the end of this? Because
Yeah, sure,
I have a pretty over. I have an umbrella comment for the whole
Yeah,
thing.
let's talk about it. We'll talk about it at the end.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just give snarky comments, and if you want to just chime in,
Do
Brandon,
that.
you want to chime in? Just stop me.
You do that.
Say, Jim, stop. Here we go. You have to say stop. Don't say stop. Four-way match. Four-way match. Ray Phoenix defeated Bandito, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus via pinfall in what is praised as an amazing match. Chris and I watched it. Singles match for the Impact World Championship.
Who's commentating this thing? Was it Shivani? Who's commentating this thing? Was it Tony Schiavone?
Dude, it was a combination. Hold on. Let me find
I'll tell you right now.
We'll talk about the list in a minute. Let's get through the card and then I'll talk about it.
All right.
Yeah.
There's like 20 people that commentated. Singles match for the Impact World Championship. Josh Alexander, who I did not know wore like plastic wrestling gear on his head, defeated Jacob Fatu in a no contest. Somehow, Jacob Fatu can't get a job with WWE, even though his entire family works there. Tag team match. The Briscoes defeated the Von Erichs. That's Marshall Von Erich and Ross Von Erich. They didn't resurrect the dead Von Erichs.
Not David and Kerry.
No.
That would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
If they wrestled their fucking coffins.
They should have wrestled coffins.
Yeah. That would have been more entertaining.
On wheels. Yeah. Just slide back and forth. What is it, Ghost and Goblins, where you could get the coffin and you could shoot it at people? Or the cross?
Yeah,
that's
the cross.
Yeah.
Just coffins with like those, like, you know, what are those things called? The fat heads, like the big stickers. They just cut two feet holes in the bottom, and you just see one with one wooden foot, and the other one has 2 feet, and they're just coffins, Bob. with Von Erich fat heads on them.
Big old sticker on the top of it. Yes, excellent. Three-way match for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace defeated Deonna Purrazzo and Rachel Ellering with a broken fucking foot via submission. Talk about no doctors in the building. We watched Rachel Ellering break her fucking foot on television.
Oh, no.
Is it confirmed that she broke her foot?
No, it isn't. She went to the hospital. She said her leg was swelling up like a golf ball, or a baseball bat. There you go.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
They rolled over and it was bad.
Do you ever see that video of the dude that was like in some backyard wrestling thing and he jumps off like the second rope and both of his knees explode backwards?
Yes.
Nah, it's just,
they folded.
I can't watch that kind of shit.
It's nothing more depressing than watching someone get like a gruesome injury in a meaningless event.
Making no money.
Yeah,
getting injured
like
doing nothing.
$50.
Making no money.
Here's $80,000 in medical bills. Sorry.
Story of that guy though. His wife did a fundraiser for him. Raised a bunch of money. So.
They were able to get him amputated for him.
Yeah, his legs are now.
They sawed him off for him.
His legs are now wooden legs.
Okay, let me tell you something. He got both
legs.
He's like that guy on the sea captain on fucking Family Guy with the
They raised enough money to put him down.
So.
Oh, Jesus.
God, yeah. Well, we raised enough money, but to get a surgery, but not to cover his wages because his legs are going to be locked straight the next 3 fucking months, and then he's going to have to go through rehab. He's not going to be able to work. Probably lost his job. How'd you injure yourself? I was back. The video's going around. You fucking moron. We're going to have to let you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're
Can
too
I call him a
stupid.
moron? I don't know. Can they call you a moron anymore?
They can't call it spaz, but they call it moron.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, main event. Ric Flair and Andrade El Idolo defeated Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett with Gary Jarrett via pinfall. All right. Collect your thoughts. Brandon, Chris, collect your thoughts. Brandon, do you have any questions?
I'm just an observer here. I want to hear what you guys got on this, and I'll chime in.
Okay. Chris, let's start with your thoughts. I want to hear where you're going with this.
Okay. Do you want me to give you my thought on what I was going to give you earlier, or I think I should say that to the end? So I'm just going to give you my thought on this match, and then I'll cover the entire card.
Sure. Let's talk about the.
So let's talk
main
about
event.
let's talk about Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett was on fucking fire.
He was amazing.
He was amazing. He was the only thing that didn't make this entire thing a fucking train wreck.
Right.
I mean, he's the only thing that made it slightly less of a train.
Well, there was
train
three
wreck.
guys. There was three guys in the ring that didn't make it a train wreck. There was one guy that was a train wreck.
He was,
and they were. You know what it was? It was the select whether or not you kill one person or kill a bunch of people. They were the guys switching back and forth, and Ric Flair was the one killing people.
If you remember, he was the guy that fell asleep at the switch in Philadelphia when the train went off the rails and down on off Richmond Street and killed.
That was Ric Flair. Yes,
that was fucking off Allegheny Ave. Killed a bunch of people. Flair was on. No, Jarrett was on fire. Jay Lethal is a fucking avoiding the cosmos as far as I'm concerned. I don't care about anything that dude does. He might as well not be there. And Andrade did nothing. He really did nothing. He spent most of the ring on the outside floundering. You know, Andrade, the most expensive dude that does nothing. I mean, we've already covered this a million times in AEW. Then we get to Flair. Flair, there was one thing I thought that a 73-year-old man who's been close to death on numerous occasions, been told he can't and shouldn't wrestle on numerous occasions, could have done correctly. And they botched it. And that was the entrance. You talk about doing too fucking much. This guy's been around for a million fucking years. If they had played 2001 A Space Odyssey, whatever is that the name of that song? Who cares? We know what I'm talking about.
Brock Zarathustra.
There you go. If he had played that, came out, the lights had come on, and he was arms out, robe shimmering in the little bit of light that they shine on it.
Supposedly a $40,000 robe.
Spun around in circles and walked down to the ring like he did in the fucking 70s and 80s before he lost his mojo. It would have been okay. Because even a 70-some-year-old man can hold his arms out. We hope. But instead, he decides he's going to wear the big gold belt. And he can't get his fucking robe off in time to show it to us.
Listen,
then
you're making excuses.
I'm not.
He couldn't even walk.
He could
This man could not fucking walk.
And and then on top of it, if you watched him, he went from it was like I've said this a million times. He's been crazy old man a lot longer than he was a good wrestler now in my life. He immediately melted down into trying to do, he got to the middle and he took it and then the belt and then he started to do this and he kind of got stuck and he went, he started glitching the fuck out. And then the real fun began, the fucking match. This.
To cut you off before we get to the match.
Please do.
I thought he was going to drop dead on the walk.
Yeah.
At no point was I thought he was going to be able to come out and do the spin. He couldn't even walk to the top of the ramp.
No, I think Doug Dillinger had to help him down the fucking ramp.
He had to walk down the ramp. He wooed. He did a bunch of stuff, but he couldn't do anything. He was trying to show off. He was trying to undo he must have like a nurse that helps him constantly because he couldn't undo his fucking robe. This is a man that promised us, lying, obviously, promised us that he would be, I was just as good as I was 40 years ago. I'm just as strong and just as good. This motherfucker couldn't even make it to the top of he couldn't make it to the top of the ramp, walk down the ramp. He's like, the whole fucking show. He's, Chris, continue.
So I'm wondering, at what point coming down that ramp do you think he was like, "This is a bad idea"? Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't.
No way.
He's like, nah.
Right, Brandon, thoughts?
That's you, Chris. I'm disappointed you said that because you can go inside the mind of Ric Flair better than anyone. There's no way he's even
Nah, he didn't.
today considered that this was a bad idea.
Even after the fact.
Yeah.
He's sitting on the couch. He's sitting on the couch. He's watching that video over and over again. His giant leather couch like Chris has that he's farting on shitting all over. He's eating pork rinds. He's eating fucking chicken wings, and he's watching it, and he's going, "Here's the best idea I ever had. Look how good I look."
Oh, he's already
his
planning his next
He's
one.
looking at that turkey skin fucking arm of his, the tricep that's just like a slab of fucking chicken and turkey skin hanging off of it, looking at it and being like,
He's got that, and that fucking son-in-law is fucking burying his head right up his ass, telling him how great he was.
Yeah, look great.
I was gonna say, pretty funny by Andrade to show up and of all matches to do nothing when your partner is a 400-year-old purple bag of summer sausage. You decide to just not participate in a tag team match. Of all times for you to take the night off.
I think. Listen, okay. Let me just chime in, and I'm going to defend Andrade a little bit here. He was fucking a nurse in this match.
Yeah, he was.
He was checking on him nonstop. To say he didn't do anything, he wasn't running around in the ring, and he wasn't doing his usual Andrade stuff. He had a couple of they had like a hot tag where it was him and Jay Lethal were doing stuff to keep everybody entertained. But a lot of times he was checking. He was just checking on Ric Flair. He was looking at Ric Flair. He was checking on him, grabbing his hand. One point he goes, by the end of the match, he's grabbing onto him, and Ric Flair looks like he says he shit his pants. I don't know.
All right,
dude. Okay, let's continue with this, Chris.
I'm gonna
continue with storytelling.
Well, no, I want you to do it because my head is so jammed up with shit right now that I think you're gonna have a better time articulating what you saw than I can.
Well, I can't remember anybody's name, but that's okay. So we get to the point where he comes into the ring, and anyone with common sense would assume that he wouldn't be in the ring much. He'd be the tag in. Instead, he starts the match.
Which, let me interrupt real quick,
Okay.
You would think that's exactly what you don't want to do.
Right, exactly what I just
Not
said.
even with who it is. If he was 35 and at the top of his physical fitness, you want to make people wait for that.
Yes.
You want to build anticipation. You don't want to just give it to him right away.
Which just screams ego. He has to prove to everybody. So as soon as he comes into the ring, he's like, I got this. I got this. He's completely, he looks like a lost. He looks lost. He looks like he shouldn't, he doesn't know where he is. Like, I'm sorry. I've lost my driver's license. Can you help me get home? I'm old.
Where's my checkbook?
You got any money?
He spells check C-H-E-U-Q. C-H-E-Q-U-A.
He's Checkway.
Where's my Checkway book?
So Jarrett's in there, and Jarrett, credit to Jarrett, because we talked about it earlier. Chris had mentioned earlier how great Jarrett was in this. Jarrett bought so much fucking time for Flair throughout the entire match. Just from this part where they did this holy little thing, they danced around. Flair did his all woo 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 and suck it thing, and then Jarrett just was like, he could tell that Flair was gassed even walking around the ring. Jarrett starts going after it. He's fighting with some dude. Jarrett at one point is fighting with some dude in the crowd, and the guy is legit mad at him. He's throwing fucking beers at him and shit. And Jarrett's just like, he goes back to that guy. He pretends he's going to leave. He's like, I'm over this. I'm not doing this. I'm leaving. Karen, come with me. We're leaving. This is all to buy time for Flair to get his gas.
Yeah.
Chris, thoughts?
This motherfucker's got guts. I mean, he really does. He's really got guts. And when you were talking about like Andrade playing nurse, I just want to speculate. Obviously, we have no idea. Do you think maybe I'm sure there's a possibility that there was a conversation of, can you please do this match so you can make sure my dad's okay?
From jump, I think Brandon and I, Chris, you might have been on board too, was we assumed Jay Lethal and Andrade were going to be in this match.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett was a surprise. A
Right.
pleasant one. He was great. But Andrade was definitely nursing his ass.
Yeah. You know, it's his son-in-law. Please make sure my dad's okay. I can't believe this fuckhead is doing this. Just the fucking ego on a motherfucker that almost dies, right? And then fucking puts himself through this with no. I mean, I can't say. I'm just assuming because he's such a fucking jerk off. No consideration to the people that love him.
Oh my God.
Like, do you think maybe his kids were all like, what the fuck is going on? Now, I know his son used to date
Well,
Stacey
not Reed.
Keibler, so,
Reed's dead.
but the other one used to date Stacey Keibler, so he's got that to fall
He
back
is?
on.
What happened?
He used to.
Since when?
I think at one point he clutched his chest and said, I'm coming to tell you. So, pulled
Where's
up
my
fucking
checkbook?
Fred Sanford.
We're going to Jack in a Box.
Let's skip ahead. We're gonna skip ahead.
I mean, like, what are we gonna say about this? All the because you got a match full of shit. He tries to do his spots. The
I don't want
only
to skip
thing,
ahead. I want to savor every
hold on.
moment of
The
this.
only thing about this, and I was just looking for the video. I can't find it. There's a spot where I wanted to find the audio for it. There's a spot when he's outside of the ring.
Okay, that's what I want to get to.
That's what I'll try. You talk. I'll search for
Okay.
the audio.
So, he starts getting worked on, and he works outside. And as soon as he starts getting worked on, I think he gets like thrown into the turnbuckle or like the outside of the turnbuckle or something. And as soon as I saw that, like Chris and I were just like, oh my God, he's fucking got a juice all over the place. But then Karen Jarrett breaks out her shoe and they bust Flair in the head with the shoe. And I was like, oh, here we go. So we got Flair with barely any hair. Flair has like a tuft of hair in the front that he combs over, but the rest is all bald. And then he's got hair on the side. He's very Hulk Hogan, but with like an Ed Grimley in the front of it, if you know who Ed Grimley is. He looks like, look up who Gypsy, I was calling him Gypsy Joe when we were watching it. He's got Gypsy Joe's haircut. His hair at that point is just red. It's like a
To call it even
red.
like a haircut is insulting. Like that's not a. It's not a. I was sending you
No one
pictures. I'm like, this
cuts
isn't a
his hair.
haircut. This is
No
a
one
fucking crazy.
No one cuts this hair. I hate to put down any barber out there in the world and say someone cut his hair. So it's like bald around the middle, but like the front has some hair that he combs over, and then he's got the Hulk Hogan on the sides. But once the blood starts flowing, it's like a halo of blood. And I sent the picture to Brandon, and Brandon was like, hey, hon, you think I got some sunburn up here? Can you tell me if I got sunburn or something? Which is exactly what the picture I sent looks exactly like that. Hey, I got a little sunburn up here. But he's outside, and I think it's not Jarrett, but I think it's Jay Lethal's going after him. And Chris, do you have the soundbite up? I
do have one. It's not that great, but we're gonna. It's the only one I can really find right off the bat. And it's in our very end of it. So just keep talking, and I'll get it up for you.
You know what? I'll have it in my videos for sure. So at one point he starts going, whoa, 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 and he starts grabbing his chest, faking he's having a heart attack. He's going, whoa. Whoa, and he's an old man because he's an old man. And when one of the things that don't shrink, like your whole body shrinks when you get old. Everything shrinks. You get smaller. You hunch. Your tits start to sag, but your head is still gigantic. And his giant head is elongated with a big mouth. And what's the sound he makes? Put it right up to that mic. Let's see how it sounds.
Rick's longtime partner. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Stop it. Stop it, Karen.
Dude, they're going to stop the match. He sounds like me coming.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I think we should hear it one more time. Let's hear that one more time.
One more time. For the listeners to know.
Rick's longtime partner. honest with you guys, stop it. Stop it, Karen. I don't know how much Rick.
You gotta stop it.
Well, when he's saying stop it, when Shivani's saying stop it, Karen Jarrett is bearing her ass at the whole Conrad family and slapping it.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
bare assing. She was great. She went after Conrad. She went after
Flair's daughter.
Flair's daughter, Reed Jr. Went after Reed Jr.
Why? I love it. Fuck him.
Mrs. Reed Jr. Which was like weird because they were like grabbing each other. They're grabbing hair and stuff like that. But anyway, let's beat around the bush. Ending comes, figure four leg lock. Well, fucking dude, at one point, Ric Flair's just like laying in the middle, like he's laying in the corner. And Andrade he like comes over and tags him in to get the pinfall.
He's got to get that pin.
Yeah, so like he's laying on the ground in his corner, like Andrade comes over, tags his in. He's got to roll over. He puts the figure four leg lock on. Match ends. Both shoulders on the mat.
Everybody's pinned. It's a no contest.
It's a draw.
It was a no contest. He didn't win. So you know what? They'll hope I didn't win. It wasn't my last match. Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna rush Tottenham Singh next.
Tottenham Singh.
Fight for the fall in 2023.
Tottenham Singh versus Ric Flair. Woo!
So,
So, Brandon, any thoughts before we get to the post match?
Dropping fucking loads.
Oh no!
Yeah, I brought
that
back.
guy dropping loads,
Remember
guy.
No, what I was gonna say was you missed something that they missed completely. If you weren't really paying attention, you didn't hear them. The camera missed it happen. Jarrett was in the middle of the ring unconscious because he got hit with a pair of brass knuckles by Flair.
Okay, I'm missing some of this. I'm missing some of the storyline stuff.
Yeah, but Conrad got himself involved. He's the one that gave him the brass knuckles. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I heard Schiavone say.
All right, why does this matter?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
just want to
other
say
match.
I'm interested. I like knowing that
Oh, I mean, I'm just
filling
filling it.
No,
had
but
to-
I mean,
had to insert himself into the event.
Yeah, that's why I
Oh.
wanted to say it. We're calling
No,
the
that's
guy
great.
a slob. He had to
that's
insert
great.
himself.
No, I understand that aspect of it. But where are we going with this? Like, are we getting a rematch?
Oh.
It's a desperate attempt for that guy who's wanted to be a wrestler his entire life to be involved in a wrestling angle. That's
There you
it. Because they tried it. I think he was involved with the MLW shit for a little bit, and that went fucking kaputski.
Yeah, Brandon.
I mean, that's kind of like the one positive I can say about this, at least for from my perspective, is that there's no way that they got out of this without everyone looking at them being like, "What a fucking embarrassment you guys are." That has to be the public opinion.
I was
Which
getting
is
that off my
deserved.
screen.
Because
I was
I see
getting
it
that
coming
off my
from a mile.
screen. I think that's gonna end up being. I think that sound may pop up quite a few times in the
What's
near
that?
future. Dropping loads.
No, stop. So anyway, we do post match. Tony Schiavone comes into the ring for an interview. Ric Flair's completely out of it. After the match, he's laying in the ring, and Andrade comes up to him, and it looks like he says, "I shit myself," but apparently it says, "I blacked out."
Yeah, I passed out, or
I passed out.
Yeah. We wanted them, especially on this podcast. If you're a loyal listener, you know how much we enjoy the act of shitting yourself.
I shit myself.
Praying he shit his pants. That
He got
that
up
would
in those
be-
blue trunks.
I would have said I would have mailed Conrad Thompson another $35. Here, you know what? Here's $35. I would have went over to 7-Eleven and gotten a money order. I would have gave him
Instead of a shit stain
$35.
fucking payment.
Yep.
Shit stain payment for you.
Probably the only other saving grace of this whole thing is that Ric Flair did this for one last moment of glory, and he didn't get it. He passed out and missed the end of his own match. He was asleep on his
Look,
back.
I can't read another man's mind, but if you look at any of the videos or the photos, the look of, I don't want to say disgust, but this look of like, what the fuck are you doing from The Undertaker?
Okay, so he goes outside. So Tony Schiavone comes into the ring, and Tony Schiavone wants to interview him, but Ric Flair is like, he's dying. Basically, he rolls out and then he decides he's going to start thanking people. He barely thanks his family and runs right over to The Undertaker. Hey, Mick Foley's there. Thanks, Mick Foley. Bret Hart is there. He barely even looks at Bret Hart. Then he goes back over and he does his interview. He's like, thank everybody for you, all of you, to be here. Everybody here. I like to thank Chris Rock. He thinks Chris Rock.
I'm going out
Chris
to
Rock.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock. Thank Chris Rock.
Kid Rock.
Chris and Tony Rock.
Kid Rock. I just thank Kid Rock. There you go. Chris thoughts.
Front to back, top to bottom.
The greatest professional wrestling event of all.
This was the most pointless, worst thing ever that I've ever spent money on. And I bought the Center of the Earth in Humanoids toy and cried when I pulled it out of the box. Magmar or whatever the hell his name was. Yeah, I bought that when I was 12, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, the entire thing was just a complete and total fucking shit fest. I mean, really. And we didn't watch half of the matches that took place in the first 40 minutes of the fucking show. So crap. They should all be ashamed of themselves. Fucking, they should be fucking, I should get a credit in my fucking cable bill for next month. And people are out there talking about it like it was good.
No, it stunk. They're full of shit.
They're full of shit.
Bandito, Laredo Kid, and Black Taurus versus Ray Phoenix. It was fun. People were talking about it like it was the second coming of professional wrestling. There was dudes like laying all over the ring. Black Taurus tried to he saved Laredo Bandito from dying at one point. He caught him. He was cracked and set on the sidewalk. Black Taurus was also sitting on the top rope for, I don't know, 2.5 minutes, just sitting there hanging out. Match fucking sucked. The whole show stunk, except for Ric Flair almost died. Rachel Ellering, when she got rolled over onto her ankle, it was funny because you start seeing these reports, and you know the first thing I said was when we were watching when Rachel Ellering got rolled over, she ends up sitting on like you could tell it's a real injury. They show a replay, which is rare, but they show her sitting on the side of the ring. No doctor, not a single fucking medical personnel comes up. A security guy with a ponytail shows up and asks her if she's okay. Now you mean to tell me that they had a fucking 63 or 73-year-old man, 74-year-old man with a fucking heart condition wrestling in the main event, but they didn't have any fucking health officials on hand?
Yeah, you go to any event in that world. So professional wrestling, obviously, you know, actual fighting is a different story. They always have a doctor. But if you go to a wrestling show in Philadelphia, there's an ambulance and a doctor inside.
Or an ambulance.
EMT.
Yeah.
There's an EMT outside, and I'm sure there's a doctor inside. You know, because I think in Philadelphia it still falls under like old school rules of fighting.
Right.
Where they have to have certain things. Yeah, they still consider it that. Which, I mean, in that regard, it should be considered fighting because it's pretty fucking dangerous and people can get really hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing as a circus.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a doctor and an ambulance at the circus too.
Is there though?
I don't know. I'm sure there's an ambulance there. I'm just saying, it's a fucking. Right. Does the circus even come? What is the circus? The circus.
Trapeze.
Yeah. I mean,
Shen Yun.
I stopped going to the circus once they stopped beating animals.
When they stopped beating?
Once it wasn't cool to beat a lion with a chair and a whip, I was out. I checked out. But this was a bit of a disgrace. Is not a. I don't even want to say this, but it was a bit of a fucking. That was some carny ass shit,
Yeah,
man.
it was awful.
It really was, dude. Congrats, Conrad. You're officially one of the gang.
Yeah, Brandon, thoughts?
Sounds like more than a bit of a disgrace. I'm trying to think of another thing that you could be a fan of that has had an event this stupid. Like this is one of the stupidest events. Forget pro wrestling that have ever happened. And for that reason, like that's kind of why we wanted to watch it in the first place, because it's like, boy, this is just like a human interest story that something this stupid is going on.
I've been to a number of very disappointing, shitty, money wasting events in my life, all of which were pro wrestling shows.
Let's go through the list of people who were eliminated from the
Yeah, please do. I'd like to hear that.
Battle Royal. Cal Hira, you know him? Big Damo. Big Damo. He was in
he's somebody.
NXT. Yeah.
Oh,
Crimson. Someone named, he was really hairy. Big Damo's hairy.
That was the
what
do you call it guy? He was the he hung with the fucking the Purge guys. With the guy that talks like this.
I don't remember what his name was in WWE.
Yeah,
he was in there.
Either.
He's
big
married
Irish,
to
big Irish guy.
He's married to what's her name now? I don't remember. She's a superhero.
Nikki ASH.
Nikki Storm. Yeah.
Nikki
ASH.
Cross.
Well, she's Cross in WWE.
Yeah.
Crimson. Someone named Gringo Loco.
Oh, he's crazy and white.
Commander with a K.
Commander with a K?
Commander with a K. Wolfie D. Sin Bodie. Effie, who we just talked about a couple weeks ago, that were he's trying to be, he's humping faces. Someone named Matthew Justice. One called Manders, number one called Manders. I don't know who that is. Jordan Oliver. Ricky Shane Page.
Jordan Oliver, is that the HBO guy?
It is the HBO guy. Ricky Shane Page. Blake Christian, who was in WWE for a minute. Good old Joey Janela. And James Storm, of all people.
On in a hand and a bird. You know what would have made this bearable? Seriously, the only thing that would have made this bearable,
yes,
is if instead of wrestling, and this will be his last match next year, 74-year-old Ric Flair wrestles Jim Ross. Singles match.
Who shitted theyself first?
I thought that joke would be funnier. I actually wrote it down. I actually wrote it down to bring it up.
Him versus Jim Ross.
Didn't go over that well. Sorry, guys.
All right, Brandon, final thoughts. I got nothing else.
Oh, Jim Ross. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I don't know. I mean,
questions, concerns, thoughts.
Was that your overarching point on this whole thing, Chris? Was that made? I know you were saving something throughout this undercard.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, just front to back. It was just, there was nothing good about this.
Nothing redeemable at all. Maybe Karen Jarrett.
Other than maybe.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Stop it.
I got to be honest with you. I got to stop it.
No, he says Karen. I got to be honest with you guys. Karen, stop it.
Is that what he says? Karen, stop
slapping her ass at
great.
At fucking Flair's kids and the Wonder.
Yeah, there was some redeeming stuff. Definitely, the three-way match with the women was good, considering that.
Okay.
Yeah, but considering that what's her name got her leg all swole, and also Jeff Jarrett was great.
Swole.
Jeff Jarrett was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you want to watch a man almost die in a ring, I would say definitely check it out. But
I have it.
And don't give Conrad any money.
I have it on my DVR, and I'll have it there forever. So we'll be able to watch it every year. It'll be what we'll do. Christmas Day, we'll watch that.
There's no cutoff.
I recorded it.
So you have it forever?
As long as I have Comcast or Xfinity.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I can come over
I'll have to look.
tomorrow. We can watch that whole match over
Yeah,
again.
watch that whole match all over again, bud. I still have it on there. Dropping fucking loads.
No.
Rest in
Like a
peace,
fucking
Vince. Rest in
albatross.
peace, Flair.
Back.
Oh. There you go.
That match, like he actually Vinny taking that stunner at WrestleMania was fucking a 5-star match compared to what happened.
Yeah. I really can't overstate, I guess, how terrible he looked. Like he was just awful.
Like I'm wondering what that Christmas dinner's like. Thanksgiving's going to be like this year when those kids look at fucking that old man and his fat son-in-law fucking over the Thanksgiving Day table. Like, yeah, you had to do it, didn't you guys? You had to fucking do it. You had a fucking egomaniac and a fucking sucker put their heads together and almost got one of them fucking killed. Way to go. Because I'm curious how close he came to death. If he passed out at 73 years old, it was pretty fucking close.
He couldn't move. His triceps. Oh my God, his fucking triceps.
You've seen a lot of, a lot of people have wondered if they could go one more time and elected not to. It's good to at least just one time see the maniac who convinces himself he can go one more time and prove live in front of everyone's eyes that he never should have, and that's why everyone else that's been in that spot has just stayed retired and enjoyed the rest of their lives.
That's it.
Rumor is Conrad's trying to talk Mick Foley into one more match.
No.
Oh, yep. Fuck.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with that dude?
Who? Conrad?
He
sees dollar signs and
he's a fucking piece of shit. Like, this is a guy that
that's wrestling.
This is a guy that got told he can't wrestle anymore by wrestling's biggest piece of shit, Vince McMahon.
Oh, Vince.
He told Vince, his story goes, I told Vince I was forgetting things, and Vince looked at him and was like, "You're done. You're done." And that was it. That was the end of Mick Foley. And this guy hardly fucking walk. And we're all going to give you another match.
That'd be a great idea. Let's put you in another match.
Whoa, I'm just a fan.
That's your homeboy.
Hey, dude, no. And he never was. He never was. I like to hear the people that he wrestled, that he interviewed or he had on the show. He was basically just a guy driving the car for these guys to talk about shit that happened back in the day. Now it's just go away, dude.
Which is fine, but nobody can ever just be good at something. They have to.
No, they have to go further. They have
to be good at something. Just enjoy what you're doing.
One more match. Just be you. Be happy being you.
We know Flair only's doing it because he's like it's ego and he's got child support payments. He's probably still playing child support payments. 75.
Yo, dude, he's got at one point, I think in the on all the pre-match bullshit, Karen Jarrett's yelling at him. The only reason you're doing this is because you're fucking broke.
Yes, that was part of the backstage thing.
Yeah, your reason you're doing this is because you're fucking broke.
And he's like, well,
I can't borrow any money.
I don't disagree.
And I'm going, Jeff Jarrett, are you going to defend the honor of your lady?
Like, he can't even do promos anymore. His face is so fucking melted.
Wait.
I hate him. I hate
everything.
Him.
Yeah,
I fucking hate Ric Flair.
Everything, and I'm still gonna wear my really expensive sweatshirt. Everything, every day, everything he did
every day.
Now,
I'm gonna wear
every day, every day. I don't care. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 100. It's gonna. The feels like temperature is gonna be like 104 on Thursday.
After 4 days, your wife's gonna smell that sweatshirt and go,
I'm gonna wear that sweatshirt with the hood up, pulled tight, everywhere. I'm just gonna have big sweat pit rings
like Rocky.
I got a list of the bums in Old City. There's going to be Ric Flair sweatshirt bum, and it's going to be me.
There you go. Final thoughts, Brandon.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. I did tune into some of the roast of Ric Flair as well, which wasn't even a roast. There was like, I listened to it for like 45 minutes and no one was doing any jokes. It was just like a eulogy to Ric Flair.
I wish it was a eulogy. He wasn't even there. He was dead.
The one clip I sent you guys where the guy brought up
Jericho's wife.
Jericho's wife. That was pretty good.
That was good.
January 6th.
Somebody called it Brian Nubs after he has to get his legs amputated from
diabetes.
That was funny.
So wait, we can call this guy Brian Nubs from diabetes and laugh at it, but we can't use the word spaz anymore.
Well, it depends on who you're
exactly.
talking to. If it's a friend of yours, say it. No spaz. Can't use spaz.
That's where we're at.
Talk to Lizzo and Beyonce. They got more power than you.
Yo, they capitulated.
Okay. They're the ones making money off it. So.
All right. Okay. I got it. No.
Yeah.
Conrad's
Conrad's going to have stubs soon.
Yeah,
From the diabetes.
He's not sitting in his seat. He's just laying like Jabba the Hutt on like a big carpet, hosting last matches.
They cart him in. He's like, "De macho no mata."
Just like
Ric Flair die.
A giant pair of khakis where they just tie off the legs because there's nothing below the penis. On a big carpet, hosting everybody's last match. All right,
they just put a giant skirt on him. It's burlap.
Yeah. They carry him out. He's eating he's eating pizza. Bring him out in a big. All right.
There you go. That's the future of that's Ric Flair's retirement match number 2. They just pull him out like on a big old cart. Conrad. There you go. All right, final thoughts, Chris.
I got nothing.
Brandon, final thoughts. Gonna make fun of all the fat people.
No, I'm good, man.
All right, good. Stupid.
It's clearly not real Ric Flair. It's like an animatronic. They just got over. Conrad's got one of those like RC car remotes with the wheel and the trigger. He's like operating them.
It's just his torso. It's Flair's torso.
Yeah.
Or just his heart. Just pumping. His little ass heart. Oh my God. Thanks for joining us this week. Join us every week at Wrestling is Hard.
Oh, I thought we were done. My bad.
Yeah, we're done. Whatever. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at hard4 wrestling. Subscribe and follow. Tell your friends. Go on our YouTube. Subscribe. Wrestling is Hard Productions. And for Brandon and Chris, I'm Jim, and we will be back here next week.